The battle over who controls California's National Guard is now in the hands of a federal appeals court. No decision yet, but we did learn yesterday that 2,000 additional troops have been fully activated. Now, that means there are now more than 4,000 troops at the ready. And joining us this morning is legal analyst Royal Oakes. Let's get right into it. We're so glad you're here. So basically, there's an attorney essentially representing Governor Gavin Newsom, an attorney or legal team representing President Trump. So where do the hearings go from here? And it was pretty interesting yesterday, right?
It was fascinating because, the Ninth Circuit has a reputation for being kind of liberal. Two of the three judges on this three-judge panel were appointees of Trump, so it wasn't a shock that they seemed to favor Trump's position. But the third judge, a Biden appointee, rather progressive judge, she was an SEIU organizer, and she at one point said, Justice Kavanaugh, if you confirm him to the Supreme Court, people will die in the streets. He's morally bankrupt. She seemed very resigned to the idea that, doggone it, the Supreme Court has said over the many decades, presidents have discretion to decide when to federalize National Guard troops, and there isn't much we can do about it.
So talk to us about what's really at stake here, and then also, how long will this back and forth go? When will we see a decision?
Oh, I think we're going to see it today. Normally judges take weeks or months to make a ruling, but here the judge, in concluding the hearing yesterday, commented, I know you have another hearing at the trial court level next Friday, so we're cognizant of that. I think they're going to kick this decision out the door today. And sort of a dirty little secret, oral arguments can be very important, but often judges have their clerks prepare drafts of decisions even before the hearings. So I think that we are definitely going to hear today whether or not this three-judge panel believes that Donald Trump may continue to have National Guard troops on the streets of Los Angeles.
Okay, so let's say that the court rules in favor of the state and says the National Guard, they need to go. How soon could we see that happen? Would it happen right away, or would it kind of be gradual?
Right away. It's not that hard to tell hundreds or even thousands of troops to stand down, go back to where you came from. But of course, there are other moving parts. You don't know who's going to win or lose based on yesterday's hearing, but whoever loses is entitled to ask the full Ninth Circuit for a hearing, and whoever loses there can go to the U.S. Supreme Court. So this could be a long-playing drama.
Right, right. Now, if the state wins, the Guard goes back into the hands of the governor. Tell us about what these legal hurdles would be. It could go back to the whole Ninth Circuit, but would there be something after that? Like, how many steps are we talking about?
Yeah, a couple of steps in the sense that the judge on Friday at the trial court level is going to decide, based on what he hears from the Ninth Circuit, whether he may continue to say to Donald Trump, send those soldiers home. And the interesting thing is, when you look at it, you've got a judge at the trial court level who absolutely felt that Newsom was right, that Donald Trump is militarizing the National Guard, that we have a tradition in this country that says the cops do their job and the soldiers do their job. And maybe in banana republics, you have military tanks rolling through the streets. That's not what we have now. It's very possible a majority of the Ninth Circuit could agree with that trial judge, regardless of what the judges who heard the hearing yesterday say. And as a result, Newsom could still get some good news today.
All right. We will be watching. Thank you so much, Royal Oakes, for your insight, as always.
You bet.